All right, guys, so here I am with my friend Marcos Garza from Garza Law. And as much as I know about motorcycles, I've been doing it 25 years. There's so many things I don't know about insurance. You know, from how to insure our bikes properly, what to do in an accident, what things to say. So I'm really excited to get to know about those things right now. And we're gonna be doing a full YouTube series on this. Tons of topics, so give us a like and a follow.
Thanks for having me on this, John. Before we came on here, we were talking a little bit about some things to talk about, what would be helpful to folks. And one was, I think you brought it up, whenever someone's in a accident, a motorcycle accident, sort of the common misconception that everyone thinks is that it's the rider's fault, that the rider's done something wrong.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No, absolutely. That's the common thing, that we're riding like idiots and it's always our fault, which is very rarely the case.
Well, and in fact, the opposite is true. In fact, I find that in most motorcycle accidents, what happens is probably the thing that is said more often than not by almost every accident is, I didn't see him, or I didn't see her, I didn't see the motorcyclist. Yep. And so there's this sort of push between, society often thinks that, or jurors often think that, oh, if they're on a motorcycle, they must be driving crazy. Yeah. And then the opposite is true. Usually motorcyclists are the most careful riders around, or careful motorists around, because they realize how exposed they are.
Absolutely.
And so one thing I would say is, this is kind of back to, and we talk about it all the time, try to make yourself visible. I know the Harley folks say loud pipe saves lives. I also know that anytime
loud turbos save lives.
Yeah. And so the other thing is, and by the way, I've never been a guy who's dressed like a cool person, but when I see somebody with a fluorescent anything on, I'm like, God bless them. That's the way to do it. So, and I know how cool you look when you roll up on a motorcycle, but
we're probably not rocking some fluorescents. But if you want to, that's probably a really good idea.
Yeah, I don't think we should shame those people who do. And then the other is, I mean, and you know this, and every motorcyclist knows this, but it bears repeating, right? Just anticipate that everyone's going to pull out in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Anticipate that every time they don't see you without question.
You know, we always, we're always taught to ride like we're invisible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But let me ask you this. So, we get in an accident, what are some things we can't say, or what happens from there?
If you get in an accident, well, the first thing is somebody call 911, right? I mean, obviously I'm a lawyer and we can talk about legal issues, and we will, but a lot of us lawyers don't have common sense. Well, the common sense is get help immediately. It's not about preserving the scene for a lawyer first and foremost. It's about, how do I survive this?
Okay.
Right. So call an ambulance, call 911, do that immediately. But after that, once somebody is stable and it looks like everyone's going to survive and the ambulance is on their way, a picture's worth 1,000 words, as they say. And a short video is even worth, heck, I don't know, 1 million or something. So if you're at a scene, make sure you get the license plate number of the person or the people that hit you or may be responsible. And if you don't know, get that information anyway, because we can determine value later.
Awesome.
And then the other is get as many names and phone numbers as you can at the scene.
Okay.
Because those people disappear very quickly, or we're all busy. So if you can secure the names and or phone numbers of whoever or whatever saw anything.
That's really good information, because I don't know that I would even think about that. You know what I mean? Like, my buddy gets in an accident, whatever happens, you're not even thinking about, hey, let me take a video, let me take some pictures, let me get all these, witnesses, names and phone numbers, when really that's how you can support your friends, probably the best way.
That's right. Well, it's because you're a good human being, John, and your thought is, I just want everyone to be okay.
Yeah,
and once they're okay, there's kind of this let down. Well, after everyone's okay, collect the information, because what will happen undoubtedly is, when I end up talking to the person who hit our motorcycle rider, their lawyer's going to concoct some version of the motorcyclist was speeding, he was popping a wheelie, he was whatever it was he or she was doing. And that's usually, almost never is that the case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a case where the accident report said the person who hit him in the car said they were riding a wheelie down the shoulder. And I found a witness just out of the blue, and she's like, praise God for calling me. That's not
Yeah.
what happened at all.
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
going, I don't know, 40 something miles an hour. He was driving on the road and this person just pulled out in front of him.
Yep.
And so without that additional witness, I don't know, you might win the case, but you're always fighting against this sort of preconceived notion or this assumption that a lot of non-motorcycle riders make that, oh, he's on a motorcycle, he must be driving
Awesome.
like a wild man or wild woman.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, is there anything else on this topic you want to throw in there?
No, other than first and foremost, call 911, be safe.
Absolutely.
But after that, don't do the letdown, collect the information. A picture's worth 1,000 words, a video's worth, I don't know, 100,000.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, like I said, give us a like and follow both on Garza and Dream Rise of Tennessee. We're going to be putting out a ton of videos over the next year about how to protect yourself when you're in an accident, how to make sure your bike is covered properly, how to make sure that you have the right insurance stuff, because there's so much stuff that I don't know and I'm excited to learn.
Sure. Thanks, John.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having
Yes,
me.
sir.